How's it? Today is Wednesday, February 26th. I am truly back on the deload. I know yesterday was definitely not a deload as far as the squats go. I almost fainted. Check that video out if you would like. But we are back on a deload here. So last Friday, if you remember, was a horrendous session, doom and gloom for my snatches, and I definitely needed a deload at least a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So that's what this is today. I am trying to just keep my body moving quickly, so power clean and power jerk. Wasn't super sure what I wanted to do, what weight, what reps and sets and stuff like that. But I ended up landing on doing 3 sets of 3 1+1s. So that's not doing 3 cleans and then 3 jerks. It's doing 3 individual power clean, power jerks, if that makes sense. And math order of operations over there. You do the parentheses first because it goes parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Yeah. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Something like that, right? Um, so that's kind of what I did. I didn't know what weight I wanted to do. So I decided to do 90 for 3 1+1s. And honestly, it was not very good. Not very confidence inspiring. I think when I'm looking at how I move, I've moved a lot better in the past. I've moved much quicker. I've moved much more deliberately, much more intentionally, and aggressively, and all of these things. And I'm just not satisfied. That's my first set, so I ended up doing 90 here. And that first clean was alright. It does get worse from here, and that jerk was not good. And I do think the jerks do get a little bit better. But at some point, I get to the end of the session, or I guess the end of the 3 sets, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do a couple things to see if I can get my clean a little bit more timing lined up and more crisp overall. And I do think I end up executing fairly well. One thing that I was really, really trying my best to do from the difference between the 3 sets and those bonus cleans that I was doing was I'm trying to my best to stay on top of the bar from my shoulders, but also from my arms. Does that make sense? That makes sense to me. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I'm trying my best to stay on top of the bar with both shoulders and arms. So what that means, shoulders over the bar is very simple. I think arms over the bar is not as simple. So arms over the bar for me might look like me pulling my elbows straight up. So I want you to do it with me right now. So if you're sitting down, or it doesn't matter if you're sitting down or not, you need to be upright though. When you pull your elbow up and you try your best not to let your hand move anywhere, as you pull your elbow up, that hand is going to drop below your elbow. So that's what I mean by keeping my arm on top of the bar. So if I pull that elbow up, my arm is on top of the bar, and relative positioning wise, you get that arm over the bar, plus the shoulders over the bar, then you're going to be extremely close to the bar. And that is a lot easier said than done. I think it's also very, it's probably one of those things that's a lot more helpful when you are doing full cleans, just because you have that opportunity to basically cheat the bar closer to you by virtue of you dropping down a lot lower, and you have a lot more time overall. And so that is I guess the turnover positioning, the turnover speed is one of those things that I don't want to say I lack, but I definitely don't have good timing on that for the power clean. I mean, it's true on the power snatch as well. But that is one of the things I was thinking about for my 2 extra sets, and I do think it does make a difference. if you look at this last rep here, the one before this jerk, of course, versus what I do next here. So this is what I'm thinking about. That little pull the elbow up instead of pulling the elbow back. So I've said it many times before. But for me, what I think about when I try to keep that positioning is pull the elbow up, then back, and then through. So it looks like, look at how high that bar is, like relative catch position on my upper body. Same thing on this one here. It's a lot higher. And like that first bonus one, that was so high that I did not, like I felt like I might have been pushed backwards for that. So afterwards, I did a few accessories here. I didn't want to do any pulls. Same thing that I did on Monday, no pulls. Instead, I did my dumbbell Romanian deadlifts here. I do feel these right now. So I know tomorrow I'm going to be very tight and very sore. And we'll see how that's going to feel on Friday. I don't know. Did some seated cable rows just because why not? And then I did some GHD sit-ups like I always do. I'm like I wanted to do a dumbbell overhead walk on the today, but I didn't have the most time to do that. And so I just like, okay, I'm just going to be a little bit smarter with my time utilization and make sure that I'm able to do everything before I go into work, and before I'm late. If that like that's really important to me, is not being late. So yeah, I think I talked about it yesterday, but I am like slowly in my head planning what I'm gonna be doing next week. Of course, scheduling permit, then I want to try to do a little bit more bodybuilding stuff. Maybe have 1 day a week of weightlifting, maybe 2 days a week of weightlifting. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.